Hello YouTube, this is Bonnie with another unboxing, and today I just received this morning from the Amazon Fairy a deck that was a pre-order that I pre-ordered way back, I don't know, maybe even last fall, but it is the Dark Wood Tarot by Sasha, art by Abigail Larson. So we are going to start digging into this beautiful deck. It's by Llewellyn, as you can tell by the packaging. It's one of those space taker deck sets. But, you know, everything is contained and you get the big, beautiful, usually color books by Llewellyn. So, you know, yeah. These are the space takers on your shelf, but they look so beautiful. Let's look at the box. It's a glossy finish like the Llewellyn decks are. There's the side. It says it includes a 78 card deck and 304-page full color guidebook. So there's the back. And it says, dare to enter the dark wood and discover your shadow self. So this is going to be another deck that focuses in on shadow work. Okay, so discover your shadow self with this enthralling Rider-Waite-Smith style deck. As you take on the role of the witch traversing the wood, each magnificent card becomes a vision of deep wisdom that guides you to a richer understanding of yourself. Examine secret desires and shadowy dreams. Explore the unknown recesses of your psyche. This captivating deck and full-color companion book leads you through the darkness and into the light that reflects your hidden talents and personal power. And let's see, there's a little review here by Teresa Reed, author of the Tarot Coloring Book. Sasha Graham's masterful storytelling is the perfect backdrop to Abigail Larson's art. Darkwood Tarot isn't an ordinary deck, it's an experience. Okay, I'm waiting for the experience. So it's in this beautiful, you know, magnetic closure clamshell box. And let's see the inside. Ooh, spooky fingers. I know some people have phobias against the creepy fingers. They're here. Beautiful red pull ribbon, and look at how beautiful that is. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. There is the guidebook. We're going to put that away. And there's the inside, the little design, and of course your cards will not go sliding. So wonderful, beautiful Llewellyn packaging. Whimsical fantasy art, it looks like here. So we're going to get in a little bit closer now that we've I want you to get a good look at the cards, because they're not huge cards. I would say, you know, they're standard Llewellyn with what they're doing now. Now, the cards seem, I will say right off the bat, to be a little bit smaller, but they do kind of have a good size border that's incorporated into the artwork. Let's see if we can just get in a little bit closer here. All right. I think you can see pretty well. Can get everything. Oh, look at those backs. Those are gorgeous. If you can pick it up on my phone, there's the black scrolling, and this is kind of an olive, dark taupe color, kind of watercolory with the kind of a black soot kind of feel to it, or ash. It's really cool. Typical standard Llewellyn cardstock, you know what they're doing right now. So let's go through the deck. This is the Fool. So this is supposed to be RWS, you know, kind of like a clone. It follows that system. So I guess we're supposed to be, we are the character of the witch traveling through, you know, the Fool's journey. The Magician. Love the owl up there. As above, so below is scrolled on his altar. The High Priestess, and her scroll says tarot. Are you seeing this well enough? I'm like talking to you like you can answer back. I'm trying to get in just a little bit more because there's a lot to the artwork. Some of the color, I have bright light in here right now, but I don't know. I don't think my phone is picking up the gorgeousness of the artwork. It is a little bit muted. The line work is delicate. So that's the High Priestess. The Empress. And in lieu of, you know, the insignia, the symbols for her shield are down here, if you can see, down below. Not the usual lush, fertile landscape that you would see for an Empress card. But she's got her hand on her belly, signifying her, you know, fertility. The Emperor, shown as a ram. Got kind of spooky orange eyes. The Hierophant, depicted as a kind of dryad. Very cool. The Lovers. So instead of the angel, you've got this more sinister creature or personage. They look like they're enjoying themselves. The Chariot. Interesting, as it's depicted as an eagle. You don't get the two opposing forces, but again, I'm sure the guidebook will offer. I'm sure there's quite a bit of story just looking at these cards. Strength. So instead of a lion or like a wolf, she's got a snake, a cobra, actually. Yeah, the line work in this deck is very delicate. So I hope that you're picking up the figures. Looks to be digital art. This is all done digitally. That's what it looks like to me. This is the Hermit. I like her little red riding wood cloak. The Wheel of Fortune. And these little kind of gargoyle-like creatures. Again, spooky hands. This is more of a spinning wheel. A la Sleeping Beauty. Justice. Wow. So it's interesting to have two people depicted in the Justice card that are chained. The Hanged Man. So it looks like our heroine is, you know, she's wearing red. It's her signature color. I guess we'll see her throughout in the red. Death. Yeah, except for the figure, this is kind of a call to the RWS. with the child. Death is not sitting on a horse or holding the flag, the banner, but, you know, the scythe and an hourglass. Temperance. I don't think that's water she's standing on. It looks like green grass, but she has her 2 cups, her horns, her wings. The devil. Looks like a rather young hero. Again, this reminds me of Sleeping Beauty. Prince Philip getting ready to battle Maleficent. And there is a chain, but I don't think it's our young hero that's chained. But the devil is holding a chain, has his club. I'm interested to hear to read the interpretation on that. The Tower. There are 2 figures, very small figures falling out, but you see bats flying around the tower. This is a beautiful star card with bats surrounding her. So this is a very dark color palette. Muted tones, except for, you know, splashes of color here and there, like the red cloak, or here her hair in the moon card. Still, it has traditional, the 2 towers, 2 creatures, the moon. So instead of the crayfish, we have this female figure emerging from the depths. The sun, so instead of a naked baby, we have a Lady Godiva type figure. Look at this, and again, you see these little roses. The horse has red eyes, or a red eye. So there's a bright coloring here, but the rest of the card is very muted. Judgment. Interesting. In a graveyard, 2 figures. This is not an angelic, well, it could be an angel depicted in a different way. I'm curious to read about this card. There's hands, if you can see, reaching up from the border behind the gravestones. The World. Now we're into the Ace of Wands. I'm going to try to, I know I always say this, I'm going to try to go through this quickly, flip through these quickly, so we can get to the book. All right, so Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, see all these uneaten apples down here, or half-eaten. 3 of Wands. She's got a vampiric appearance. Yes. Okay, here's a male figure collapsed, and she's got something dripping from her mouth, probably blood. 4 of Wands. This reminds me of the troll in that fairy tale, The 3 Billy Goats Gruff. Is that it? Let me know in the comments if that's it. Who want to cross the bridge? You have to answer riddles. So this is the 4 of Wands. Interesting. 5 of Wands. We've got the little gargoyle creatures. Again, are they competing for this mushroom? Maybe it's a magic mushroom. 6 of Wands. And this figure is being ushered in with Oh, she's got a baby. And again, it's hard to pick up some of these things right off the bat. The baby is a little bit brighter colored than everything else. So she is being brought in to triumph. She's brought in this child. But the color palette is so dark and so muted except for the baby's head. This is going to be really interesting to read. 7 of Wands. 8 of Wands. Again, I really hope my camera my phone is picking this up because it is a really dark color palette. 9 of Wands. Wow. Shown as this kind of ghoulish, jester-like creature beckoning someone to his fence, to his gate. Interesting, interesting. 10 of Wands. You know, usually known as a burden card. She's got those wands. She's carrying them, but she doesn't look too burdened. Page of Wands. Some young page energy there. Now we've got, this is obviously a female-centric deck because the main character is female, but we do have some males. Knight of Wands. And the Queen of Wands. The King of Wands. And now we are into the cups, the Ace of Cups. Oh, I love this. The Two of Cups depicted as two horses. These otherworldly horses. 3 of Cups. The cats. 4 of Cups. So the cups energy is depicted with animals. Looks like this one has got a rabbit. It's going to be offered to this one. So it is very RWS. 5 of Cups. So is the female in this picture, she's supposed to be a witch. Has she turned herself? Are the animals her familiars? Are they, has she turned herself into these animals? Is she the animal right now? I'm gonna have to read the book. There's a lot to this deck. The 6 of Cups. A mother raven feeding her babies. But there are these cups with these, I don't know, gardenias or flowers out of them hanging from the trees. Okay, now we've got a person finally in the 7 of Cups. We've got the cups with various choices in them. The 8 of Cups. So instead of a person moving away, you've got a snake slithering away. Ooh. Are these eggs? Is this a nest? No, can't tell. 9 of Cups. The cat's got its bird. 10 of Cups, the little wolf family. The female wolf looks very content. The babies, the pups playing. The Page of Cups, a little elfin figure here. She's very cute. And there is a fish. So traditional RWS. The Knight of Cups. He doesn't have a horse, but look, he set out a romantic picnic spread. Very Knight of Cups. Again, he's also an elfin type figure. Okay, we're going to the elfin figures in the court cards. The Queen of Cups. She's beautiful. The King of Cups. Quite dashing. Look what's coming out. Okay. This water must have some mythological meaning to it, because look at the figure that's being conjured out of it, out of the cup, and somewhat with the Queen. All right, we're moving on to the Ace of Swords. So the border is a little bit lighter gray. Then we get very dark with a pop of color. Traditional Two of Swords. These are her decisions, her choices. Three of Swords, traditional, very traditional. Four of Swords. Okay, this is very Sleeping Beauty-esque. The prince coming to kiss her out of her slumber. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 swords. So traditional with the fairy tale vibe. Ooh, 5 swords. Looks like she's being stabbed in the back and hung and tortured, okay. It looks like she's been cut down her back. 6 of Swords. This figure is moving away with her swords, and it looks like a child in that boat. And there's someone on the shore that's begging her not to go. Seven of Swords, traditional. 8 of Swords, traditional, but she's got a little extra rope around her. It looks like the noose is loose. She's got a vulture just standing right over her waiting, and also the rats. This is a very dark deck. 9 of Swords, traditional depiction. But this 10 of Swords, at least, well, I was going to say there's no blood, but it looks like there's a little trickle. Again, because of the delicate line work, it's not, you know, as graphic. But instead of the back, it's in the front. Oh, this is sweet. I love the young Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords. Kind of looks like the King of Cups. The beard's different. But no horse. The Queen of Swords. And the King of Swords. All the kings seem to be the dark-haired, dark beard. They're all very smashing. As the females are all, everybody depicted on here are beautiful, but you know, it's a fantasy deck. There's no real diversity except maybe in different creatures. Some are more like elfin creatures. Ace of Pentacles. That's the inside of the box. The Two of Pentacles. as an enchanted tree. 3 of Pentacles. Is that like a sliced apple? Four of Pentacles. Looks like he's holding on to that very tightly. The 5 of Pentacles. So instead of a church, yeah, I didn't think there would be a church in here. There's a tree that has abundance in it, and they fail to see it, or they willingly ignore it. And they're in a precarious position. He doesn't have shoes, and that looks very cold, just like traditional RWS. We've got the 6 of Pentacles, and it looks like it's this demonic figure that's making an offering to these 2 girls. Oh my goodness. Do you see how she's, okay. She's signing something. Could this be selling your soul to the devil, being in such a precarious position that you're selling your soul to the devil? She's signing a contract. I can't wait to read this book, you guys. The 7 of Pentacles. Kind of waiting for your harvest to come in. Look at that creepy scarecrow. And looks like she's been waiting a long time, but look how big her pumpkins are growing. 8 of Pentacles. Okay, as a former dancer, I love her pose. The beautifully pointed foot, tendu. I was just drawn to her foot in this picture. Years and years of tendus. 9 of Pentacles in her garden. There's some snails in there. And wow. She's kind of a bat-like figure, humanoid bat. She's got pointy ears, so she's very bat-like. The 10 of Pentacles. Now this is interesting. You think they would lighten up the color palette a little bit, but it's very, very stark. You don't get the usual brightness, fulfillment from this 10 of Pentacles. It's very stark, very bare. There's some ravens. There's a creature down here. There's nothing in the tree trunk. The page is a beautiful page. The knight. So there was only one knight on a horse. He's quite dashing. The Queen of Pentacles. She's quite beautiful. And the King of Pentacles is quite hot too. Okay. This deck, okay, I recently got, and if you've seen my unboxing on my channel, I did an unboxing of the Shadowland Tarot, which was also a shadow deck, specifically for shadow work by Monica Berdersky. These images seem to be darker. Those images were more tongue-in-cheek dark. You know, they had whimsical creatures in it, but this one is very dark. Even with the light cards, they're very dark. So, oh my goodness. The line work, I have to say, is very delicate. So some of the cards, because of the dark color palette and the the very thin line work. You miss some things right off the bat. Though it's going to take some study. Though I would say it's pretty close with the RWS system. I have to read the book. But some of the depictions, yeah, I would say from just running through it, going through it with you, it does look like a very shadowy deck. You know, a fantastical version of maybe the Deviant Moon, because that I view as a very shadowy deck. It's going to be very... I don't know what I'm feeling about this deck right off the bat. It's intriguing. I think that's the word I want to use. It's intriguing. So why don't we look at the book? And of course, the cards are very, you know, it's Llewellyn cardstock, so very easy to shuffle. And actually, this size is easy for my small hands. And that's why I want to say, is this smaller than a regular? Have they gone smaller? I thought that with the Wizard's Tarot, but no, it was the same size as the my Mermaid Tarot. So I'd say it's about the same size. The pictures, because of the, you see the borders are incorporated with the artwork. You just have this thin little line and scroll artwork. And since we're to it, why don't we look at the guidebook and look at what it says about this Judgment card? Because I was curious about it, okay? So I'm gonna put that up there. And we're gonna just flip to Judgment. All right, so we're going to move up just a tad so you can see this. Judgment is the archetype of transformation. You have passed the point of no return. So you're going to get a meaning, or actually a description of the card, then you get the meaning, and then you get the shadow. So for the meaning, it says, the choice is made, wake-up call, eternal change, nothing will ever be the same. Evolution at hand, rebirth, heeding the call of your heart, unfolding joy. Now, I don't get that from this dark picture, so let's read what it says for the shadow. Need for constant stimulation and drama to cover up the heart of the matter, distraction and noise to hide from inner truth, refusal to change habits, stuck with ideas, defining a false sense of self, placing unrealistic expectations on others. And I kind of get that more the shadow meaning. So that might be with all the cards what you get. You know, the depiction is more to the shadow meaning of the card in the book. Let's go in a little deeper just for this one. Day revolves quickly into nightfall. Darkness falls like a curtain. The shadow witch moves from the garden of manifestation to the garden of the dead. The vampire emerges to take the witch to the point of no return. The witch offers her neck to the vampire. Okay. She succumbs to sweet immortality. Nothing ever truly dies. Judgment appears to remind you there is no going back to the way life used to be. Nothing will ever be the same. You see what you are capable of, and more importantly, you no longer ignore it. Choice evaporates as it becomes your eventuality. Others take note. Ramifications are everywhere. There's no going back. The transformation is nearly complete. You embrace your true you embrace your true destiny. The Shadow Witch offers her neck willingly to the vampire. She is about to become an eternal child of the night. Vampire neck bites are erotic symbols of marking metamorphosis. The Death card taught us that all life is temporal. Change is the natural state. This is what the Shadow Witch came for. Our instincts will lead us to what we require. We learn who we are. We surprise ourselves. Corpse hands reach up from the graves to express a wake-up call on every level of existence. So that's what the corpse hands are for. What is true for you is true for the world. You change, the world changes. As above, so below. The transformation of the soul is complete. Wow. Okay. So you see that is rather deep and shadowy. This is following pretty much... Ooh. There's a little quote from Star Wars, lines from Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, and it's Luke. What's in there? Yoda. Only what you take with you. All right, so there starts our journey into this deck. Here is Sasha Graham, the illustrator, the author of Tarot Diva, 365 Tarot Spreads, 365 Tarot Spells, and Llewellyn's complete book of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. She served as editor and writer of Los Scarabaeo's Tarot Fundamentals and is a contributing author of Llewellyn's 2020 Magical Almanac. Sasha teaches tarot classes and lectures around the globe. She lives in New York City and the Catskills and can be found online at sashagraham.com. Both beautiful women here. The artist, Abigail Larson, is a Hugo Award-winning artist specializing in the macabre and gothic illustrations. Well, I think she's succeeded here. She's worked with Sideshow Collectibles, Sci-Fi, Universal, Titan Comics, Dark Horse, and DC Vertigo. For more information on Abigail, visit abigaillarson.com. And so pretty much part 1 is Reading the Wood, Once Upon a Time, The Shadow Self, The Book of Shadows, Initiation, Alchemical Questions, Enchantments, Recurring Patterns, The Four Suits, Royal Ones, Tarot Spreads. And then it goes into the cards. Let's look and see if we can find some tarot spreads. So she has a 1-card spread, the Shadow Self 3-card spread. So card 1 would depict the bright side, 2, my dark side, 3. How can I integrate the two like that? Tarot spreads, another 3-card daily problem spread. So 1 is a situation, 2 is deadly problem, 3 is solution, awaken inner magic, another 3-card, current situation for card 1, magical gift for card 2, how can I apply my magical gift to the situation? There's a soulmate spread. There's an energetic chakra spread with 7 cards. There's hindsight, insight, foresight, 3-card spread. So there's some spreads here that are interesting. There's a lot here in the first part of the Book of Shadows, shadow meanings of the cards, the shadow self. So, and as you can see, it has it has a beautiful depiction of the card sans the borders, no borders in the book. So you get a really good look at the card, so you can get the imagery, the full effect of the imagery, because the cards, honestly, in the cards, it's quite small. And this book is beautiful. It is just beautiful. And so a great thing, it's going to be a great reader to take to bed, because you can immerse yourself in bed with the beauty and gorgeousness of the imagery while you're reading about it, more so than with the cards, I think, because there's, you know, so much. I kind of wish they hadn't put the borders, to be honest. You know, I just love the artwork as is. And I would say that would be probably, they're not bad, but I just wish they would have let the whole thing, you know, just the artwork take place with the whole card without any interruption of the borders, because it does break it up. You know, let's find the I've got the Judgment card right here. So no, not Judgment, the World. Here we go. So when you look at the full-fledged page in the book, and then you look at the card, you see how the border, I mean, it's artsy, it's beautiful, but I think I would have preferred just to have the full image. But, you know, it's not going to keep me from using the deck, and I am very intrigued by this deck. It kind of leaves me a little bit with a feeling of foreboding. And that's something that, working with the Shadowland Tarot, it didn't really leave me with those kind of feelings. And I think this is going to lend itself to some good shadow work. We'll see. There is a lot here. I love the writing. So, you know, this is going to be, it's not one that I'm just going to start reading with. I'm going to go through the book before I start reading with the cards. So, that is the Darkwood Tarot. And if you found any value to this video, please hit a like and or subscribe. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate all of my 200 plus subscribers. Thank you for taking the time. You know, when there's so many great channels out there, you took the time to spend some of your time with me, and I'm truly grateful for that. And let me know in the comments if this is in your wheelhouse. Did you get it already? What do you think? Differing opinions are welcome. Always respectful disagreements or, you know, insights are always appreciated here. And let me know what you think. And I will see you soon for another unboxing and first impressions, or another look at my deck collection. So have a wonderful day.